All right, y'all, we back with some more conspiracy theories and unexplained mysteries. But before we get to the madness, man, I need y'all to help me unplug some more people out of the matrix. And you do that by smashing the like button and putting hashtag unplugged in the comment section. That lets us know you unplugged. All right, let's get to it.
A lot of people don't even know this. They contact to speak to the Black Pope. Not a black man, but a Black Pope. He wears the black garment. He's called a super Jesuit with a sworn oath, a very special sworn oath that I've posted online many times. It's pretty dark. It's a pretty dark oath, and it comes directly from their information, so it's not fabricated or somebody made it up online. And what's interesting is the governments of the world, the superpowers of the world, they contact and get approval for the war from the super Jesuit Black Pope. Think about that kind of power. Think about that level of power. People don't even know a Black Pope exists. They don't even know what a Black Pope is, but when you start looking it up and then research the oath that's taken, it is so dark, it'll make you feel sick on the inside. That's how dark it is. At the rate that they're going with what they're doing, they can't persist too much longer. They still, however, right now hold a lot of power. I mean, even the governments of the world contact the Vatican before they go to war. A lot of people don't even know this. They contact to speak to the Black Pope.
Is there some truth to this? Because I already have my skepticism about the Vatican. You know what I mean? And everything has taken place and that is taking place there. You know what I mean? But I've never heard this before.
That's how old the Anunnaki were when they came to this earth. They were 1 million years ahead of us already. They were already 1 million years ahead of us when they landed on the earth 450,000 years ago. For 250,000 years, they did the work themselves and left us alone. They didn't even bother with us. And then 200,000 years ago, they decided they were going to mess with us, and they started genetically tinkering us, and they created the Homo sapiens sapien, which is who we are right now. That's how old.
You know, a lot of people say, this is where we got all the information. We should accredit it to the Anunnaki as far as our advancements in technology. You know what I mean? And it's like we're almost working for them. You know what I mean? Kind of like they got tired and was like, okay, we need a species to kind of do the work for us or something like that. There's been several different conspiracy theories about them that I've heard, and this one kind of lines up with some of them that I've heard.
There's a group of fallen angels called the Anunnaki, and these were black angels. They descended to Earth because these are the angels that rebelled against God, some of them, and they were part of ancient Sumerian culture. This is where the fallen angels mated with humans. And it's also depicted and written in ancient Sumerian tablets. And they said that the Anunnaki manipulated human DNA. So this story sounds familiar, doesn't it? And it sounds like whenever the fallen angels mated with human women. But in today's day and age, people look at the Anunnakis as extraterrestrials, and you can even find the History Channel doing videos about the Anunnaki and how they created human beings. They didn't create humans, they created a subdivision of humans. And these fallen angels take credit for creating humanity in general. They take the role, or they play the role of God. And this is how you know these are fallen angels right here.
Have you ever heard of the Anunnaki? These ancient beings from Mesopotamian mythology have been the subject of much fascination and debate in recent years. But what if I told you that some people believe the Anunnaki were real and may have actually played a role in human history? According to this theory, the Anunnaki were a group of extraterrestrial beings who came to Earth thousands of years ago. They were said to be highly advanced, possessing knowledge and technology far beyond anything humans of that time could comprehend. But what did they want with us? Some believe that the Anunnaki were responsible for creating humanity, using genetic engineering to create a hybrid race of humans and their own species. Others believe they simply visited Earth to mine for resources, and may have even taught ancient civilizations like the Sumerians advanced techniques like agriculture and metalworking. While there is no concrete evidence to support the existence of the Anunnaki, their legend has persisted for centuries. Whether they were...
What about the Book of Enoch? Wouldn't that be some evidence? And my skepticism about, why they keep it out of the Bible and stuff like that could be the reason that we don't talk about them as much and different things. But the Anunnaki, bro, I know it seems far-fetched, And it seems like a stretch. But man, just listen,
Were real or simply a myth, their story continues to captivate and inspire those who seek to understand the mysteries of our past.
Zechariah Sitchin, he wrote all these books about this culture from another planet called the Anunnaki. See that thing that he's holding up in front of him? That is a piece of Sumerian art. See the star, the sun with all the planets? That is our solar system. It's not just our solar system, that is all the planets in all the right sizes. This was 6,000 years ago. It also depicted this orbit, this elliptical orbit of this planet called Nibiru. This is where the Anunnaki came from. They came down here, they studied some lower hominids, they introduced their DNA into these lower hominids and made human beings. The description of Anunnaki, what it means is those from heaven to earth came. There's these also depictions of these enormous people with these little monkey people sitting in their lap. And this was what he believed was describing the Anunnaki's genetic alterations of monkeys. Not only that, they had the caduceus. You know the caduceus, the symbol for medicine? It's also the double helix of DNA, and that's what he believes it represented. He believes that that caduceus symbol represents DNA.
But it also looks like a guy was just like trying to decorate with two snakes.
Totally.
Doing the tango.
But why does it represent medicine? And why does it still represent medicine today?
Jesus was Yeshua. That was his name, Yeshua. This was a real person that existed. Some people are like, oh, he was just an imaginary person. No. There's a lot of evidence that he actually existed. He lived, he breathed, he had blood in his veins. He was a walking man, M-A-N. It wasn't some type of a flying guy with wings on his back. He was a man. He came through a womb. He was just interesting, though. There was a little something different about this guy. The fact that he was a virgin birth. But when I looked deeper in to see, well, maybe this was a mistake or maybe it was a mistranslation, I found through the Apocrypha text that his grandmother was also a virgin birth. Now this is really interesting. So we see this established bloodline here where through the grandmother comes his mother and then through his mother comes him, both through in vitro fertilization. This is advanced technology. Someone purposefully did this. Jesus.
Are y'all familiar with this guy? It's the second time I've seen him in this string of videos. And he sound like he kicking some knowledge. Of course, you gotta do your own due diligence and check behind him, but you know what I mean? It sounds legit, but I want to know, have y'all heard, is any background on him? Does he know what he's talking about? Is he, proven? Is he legit? And I don't even know his name. It just says, the channel says Emerald Secrets or whatever, but it don't have his name anywhere. So, yeah, I'm curious about this guy. Y'all let me know about him.
Did you know the oldest ancient text in the world, called the Seven Tablets of Creation, mentions that humans were created by immortal aliens of highly advanced technology? They descended upon Earth 400,000 years ago. These cosmic visitors were from a celestial red planet known as Nibiru, and came to this planet to mine gold and resources. Our ancient ancestors called them Atlanteans or Anunnaki, and they painted the planet with their presence, with ancient antiquity that can be found in every corner of the world today. Such beings, remarkable as they were, mirrored humanity in many ways, and we share their depths of human-like emotions, the ardor of love, jealousy, lust, and the shadowy abyss of hate. Their heads and bodies were much larger than human, but we look like them, and they look like us. They had technology.
I wonder if they're referring to like the elongated skulls when they say their heads and stuff were much bigger than ours. I wonder if they're referring to that.
Logical weapons so advanced that it seemed to our ancient ancestors as magic.
Now, there's a belief that, based on studying the Anunnaki, that they are coming back. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, in all the texts, they always say that they're going to return. The reason why they left was there was a pyramid war. It was the second pyramid war. Amun-Ra, also known.
Here is this guy again. What is his name? Hold on, comment below if I'm trying to look and see what his name is. It's like you don't notice a guy and then all of a sudden you just start seeing and hearing him.
Also known as Marduk. You can look up Marduk's name in the Torah. He's in the Bible. He's in the Sumerian tablets. These guys everywhere. He's Amun-Ra. He started a war because he wanted to extend his kingship. He wanted to take over kingship in other areas that he wasn't supposed to on the planet, so forth, so on. So that war was nuclear. The reason why you know it's nuclear because it specifically says that their nails were falling out, their hair was falling out, blood was coming out of their eyes. This is radiation sickness. And that war is what really caused them to want to flee. In one of the tablets, Enki goes to Anu and says, can you please stop the evil wind? That's what they call it. That's nuclear fallout. He's like, there's nothing I can do. And so he told him, like, turn around, man, get in that ship. We got to get out of here because this thing is coming. And they said that that evil wind covered the land and killed all the animals, the people, and everything else. And a lot of these people never came back. But they said that they'll be coming back and take back claim of the rightful kingship of this planet.
If this is true, it changes everything. According to historical records, the first ancient civilization known to us is that of the ancient Sumerians. The Sumerians existed over 6,000 years ago, predating the Egyptians by 1,000 years. They resided in a region known as Mesopotamia, which encompasses present-day Iraq and parts of Iran, Kuwait, Syria, and Turkey. The Sumerians referred to themselves as black-headed ones, or black-headed people, and held a belief in gods known as the Anunnaki, described as children of the earth and skies. Some researchers speculate that the ancient Sumerians had a remarkable understanding of the universe, as depicted in artifacts showing the solar system with planets orbiting the sun. Adding to their intrigue are depictions of ancient handbags and bracelets. The Sumerians made groundbreaking inventions, including the wheel, alphabet, and the calendar we use today. They also developed irrigation systems for farming, and established a system to measure time in seconds, minutes, and hours. Some believe that knowledge was bestowed upon them. The Sumerian civilization appears to have been one of the most advanced of its time, challenging modern explanations of our history. The discovery of 30,000 stone tablets from ancient Sumeria includes the story called the Epic of Gilgamesh, which features a great flood, an event also found in many other religious texts. Scientists
Noah and the cleansing of the earth
link the end of the last ice age to several temperature anomalies and a significant rise in sea levels, likely caused by an asteroid impact. This catastrophic event may have led to the rapid melting of ice and widespread devastation to various species, including animals, plants, and humans. Some speculate that the tale of the Great Flood is not a mere myth, but a way of passing down knowledge through generations to ensure its survival. Recent findings, such as Göbekli Tepe in Upper Mesopotamia, dating back at least 11,600 years, have questioned the age and origins of the Sumerians. It is still uncertain where the ancient Sumerians originated from, and some theories suggest they may have migrated south into southern Mesopotamia, where the people of Göbekli Tepe became the Sumerians we know today.
They thought they were cloned.
This a whole Anunnaki ship in the sky. You see the Anunnakis running around. Look in the sky.
They thought they were...
Y'all saw that? Hold on, we gotta watch that one more time. Cause you never know, man, with computers and stuff like that and people able to project things into the sky and make it look like something. But at the same time, with everything that's going on in the skies, you can't just look past this stuff anymore.
Were cloned.
This a whole Anunnaki ship in the sky. You see the Anunnakis running around.
Now, this could be Project Bluebeam. I'm just saying, this could be Project Bluebeam.
Look in the sky.
Yo, he is 9'6".
Anunnaki, y'all. That's the Anunnaki. Come on, that's Anunnaki, bro.
People talk about the Anunnaki, people describe the Anunnaki, and they even have different names. But what you may not know, that these are actually extraterrestrials. And we would say that each of those gods are not single individuals, but they're collectives. They're races of beings. And there's actually, each one of those gods is a different collective, a different race of Anunnaki.
Enlil, Enki, Marduk, Emilian. I don't even know how to pronounce that last one. They got different names for them too. Like, see, this stuff gets deeper. Everything I've been doing has just been surface level. Surface level. This stuff goes deep, man. I don't even think I'm prepared to know how deep this thing goes.
Anunnaki. They're actually not pure Anunnaki. And there's a difference because we're going to have the actual Anunnaki. Their DNA gets stolen and made their own hybrids. So there's many DNA templates of Anunnaki that are very unique, each one, such as Marduk, which comes from an Anunnaki plus an Omicron, and actually explain them from a multidimensional perspective. Because you cannot understand aliens, God, or gods. You cannot understand Anunnaki unless you understand a little bit about the dimensions. Reality is not just one level, it's many, okay? Not just heaven and hell and earth. There's 15 levels of reality because you understand that these beings are not from our level of reality, not just a different planet.
And they talked about that in the book of Enoch, how there's different levels of heaven. So
let's talk about the Anunnaki, all right? This video just recently surfaced where this guy discussed the Anunnaki. Now, I expressed that they here already, all right? They here. Once in a while, this ancient astronaut race revisit this planet to kind of see how far we came along technologically. Nonetheless, they were in Iran, these Russian soldiers, basically, and they were seeking out ISIS troops. They were in this trench, and they eventually got the ISIS troops to surrender, okay? They were made like work of the ISIS troops. They started to hear this Morse code sound, this beeping, okay? This sound like ancient Morse code is what they indicated. So they start to follow the sound pattern. As they begin to follow the sound pattern, they end up running into this ancient humanoid Anunnaki race, and they were heavily armed with plasma technology, plasma beams. The Anunnaki obliterated this Russian military. Now, this isn't the first instance of Anunnaki actually running into some Russian soldiers. Now, this guy came out and actually spoke of it. This gentleman here, he was unalived. Okay, he had an interview with this individual, and he was basically exposing everything that transpired with how the Anunnaki were speaking with Putin and things of that sort, and just the Anunnaki basically was trying to negotiate with Putin in reference to leaving him alone or whatever the case may be. And for whatever the case may be, Putin didn't want to adhere to it, and the Anunnaki said that they will be back or whatever the case may be. You have to listen.
They will be back, or they're already here. Now that's the question that I have. Are they amongst us right now? Why don't they want to make themselves known? Are they giving us more information? Or is that how we keep progressing forward with technology, robots, different things like that? All of this stuff that continues to wow us year after year in these advancements. You know what I'm saying? Are they still feeding us intel information or giving us information to help us progress? Like, all of these are questions that I have.
Listen to the interview. It's very informative, and it does show you that this ancient astronaut race is here, contrary to what some people think. Now, the guy in the video stated that the bullets bounced right off the Anunnaki. One thing you have to remember is that this ancient race is about 1 million years ahead of us in technology. They have cybernetic technology, multi-dimensional cybernetic technology that's interwoven in their garments and also in their intrinsic metals that create shields that repel kinetic energy. Bullets and things of that sort bounce right off the Anunnaki. They stated that their skin was a gold to bronze color. And a guy also stated that they were about 5 meters to 15 meters tall, okay? If you do the math on 15 meters, it's going to show you about 49 feet tall, okay? Which means that these beings were giants that they encountered. Some of them were 5 to 15 meters tall. They were giants, okay, basically.
Lucifer never existed in the Bible. The reason why we created that archetype was because we had misunderstood and mistranslated the Hebrew text. But it gets even deeper. So the entire world learned about Lucifer through one verse in the Torah, which is Isaiah 14:12. And that's the famous verse that goes, "O Lucifer, how art thou fallen," etc., etc. We translated the word Lucifer into the English as an uppercase noun, a name with a big L. But we got the English from the Latin. And the Latin is where the word Lucifer is first shown to us because it's a Latin word comprised of 2 root words, lucis, light, and fere, which means to bring or to hold. But we got the Latin version from the Greek version. And in the Greek, where we would see Lucifer, we would see the word phosphorus, which is equivalent to the Latin Lucifer, which means light or fire or bright. But we got all of those from the Hebrew, which is Hillel ben Shahar. And Hillel ben Shahar means Hillel, son of Shahar. And the word Hillel means bright bright or shiny. And so that's where we got Lucifer, son of the morning, Hallel ben Shahar, because Shahar also means morning. But there's a reason why that is used in the Torah. Isaiah was a royal prophet and a royal scribe, and he was writing during the time of the Babylonian exile, when the Babylonians were descending upon the kingdom of Judah and taking them all into captivity. And so he was writing a prophecy about the downfall of the Babylonians, saying that they are like Hallel ben Shahar. Hallel ben Shahar was actually a Canaanite deity belonging to an old mythology before Judaism. And in that mythology, Hallel was a younger god who tried to rise to the throne but failed. But it gets even deeper.
See, this right here, he's a prime example of me knowing that there's so much more for me to learn. It's so much more truth out there. He's speaking it right now. You know what I mean? And the questions that I had before when we go through certain videos and they talk about different things being left out of the Bible and stuff like that, you know, that goes back to that reference, that all that he's talking about is, it's kind of like, you know, if you happen to have some type of memory loss and you're trying to piece back together your memory, it's like that when you read certain texts and it's certain things left out. You're trying to piece things together, you know, and ultimately has more questions and brings about more questions. So yeah, he's showing me I got a lot more to learn.
The word Hallel, the Greek word phosphorus, the Latin word Lucifer are all words that can be used to describe or denote Venus. And Venus is the brightest celestial object in the sky preceding the sun. Hallel was another version of an ancient Canaanite deity known as Athtar. And Athtar was a male rendition of the female Astarte, who was also Ishtar, who was also Inanna. And all of these goddesses were also represented by the star Venus. And so Isaiah was prophetically and poetically saying that the Babylonians are like Venus, they are like Hallel. They think they are something bright and shiny, but they will soon be overshadowed by God or the sun. So that's what he was really saying. So the early Christians looked at this and were like, oh wow, like he's talking about some person named Lucifer. But we totally just took that and ran with it and exaggerated it. And so there never was a Lucifer. Lucifer never existed.
Now if you believe this, you're truly living in denial. And I'm not talking about Egypt. This is the giant steps in Peru. And they say it was built over 900 years ago. And they also say it wasn't built by giants, titans, or the Nephilim, even the Anunnaki. It was built by a regular architect of normal size. And he didn't know he got the measurements wrong until we finished building it. I mean, come on, brother. What are we doing? The lies have got to stop. You see, the problem about lying is once you tell one lie, you have to keep telling more lies to defend the previous lie. I mean, can you actually imagine somebody building something this big, this precise, and he couldn't count? Huh? He got the measurements wrong. Like, whoops. Well, we might as well keep going now. We've started. Is this what you guys believe? And we're meant to be the conspiracy theory. It's plain as day, bruv. Come on. The eyes are useless when the mind is blind.
Now, I need y'all to listen to me very closely. In TikTok, this is for entertainment purposes only. And I know y'all probably wondering, like, who is this person that's in this coffin behind me, right? This is Gilgamesh. Yeah, the Nephilim, yeah, Gilgamesh. They found this tomb back in 2003, and it's a conspiracy that his tomb being raided was the whole reason that they went to war in Iraq. It's a conspiracy, right? Let's check it out. Look how intact his body is after all these years. Just look. Real life Nephilim. This is not a game. This was way back in 2003 when they found his body. Are y'all seeing this? Are y'all seeing this?
Asking AI to draw. Who are the Anunnaki?
Oh my God, this is horrible.
I know, Joe.
Oh my God. Footage shows Islamic State militants in Iraq smashing statues of sledgehammers in a bid to crush what they call non-Islamic ideas. Oh my God, this is fucking horrible.
It gets worse than this.
Oh my God.
All right, so...
Oh my God, this is fucking terrible.
It's hard to see, man.
Oh my God. So they're destroying these thousands of year-old artifacts, and they're doing it with sledgehammers. Oh, Jesus Christ. This is crazy.
Yep.
Oh my God, he's just destroying that face. Oh, Jesus Christ. Someone should have stepped in. If there's ever a reason to step in and stop morons from doing something horrific, that is like a real priceless part of history. The history of the entire human race.
Yep.
We should have stepped in. Someone should have stepped in to stop that.
Yep.
God, that's horrible.
And they don't even realize how that affects them. Like, I used to be very, very ignorant when it comes to history. It wasn't even my favorite subject in school. But I've come to and have grown to love and have admiration and respect for history, bro. And artifacts and different things. Like, this stuff is extremely, extremely important to us. But yet, we want to destroy it?
According to the Sumerian manuscripts, there is a planet at the ends of the solar system called Nibiru. Every 3,600 years, it enters an orbit close to the planet Earth. Nibiru was the home planet of the Anunnaki, who were experiencing difficulties because...
That's the first time I've ever heard about their planet. I want to hear more about their actual planet. What else do we know other than that? And how did we gain that information?
Because the climate and atmosphere of the planet were changing rapidly, making it difficult to produce food and therefore to survive. It was necessary to use advanced methods of technology, alchemy, and magic to reverse this situation. To do so, a large amount of gold was needed, since this metal has purifying properties capable of resisting even cosmic radiation. However, gold was a rare resource in Nibiru, and without other alternatives, the Anunnaki used their advanced technology and sent ships into space in search of the precious golden metal. After a long and tiring search, they arrived on planet Earth about 445,000 years ago, where they were the first astronauts to cross space and colonize another planet.
To mine gold, which we had an abundance of.
The planet Earth was inhabited only by wild animals such as mammoths, saber-toothed tigers, and some apes. The Anunnaki settled in Mesopotamia and built a wonderful city called Eridu. In this city, there was a splendorous garden full of fruit trees and animals. The garden created by the Anunnaki was named Eden, and the first favorite place of the astronaut gods. Shortly after, gold extraction began in underground mines. To do the heavy tasks, they brought with them slaves from another alien race, the Igigi. After years of forced labor and humiliation, the Igigi rebelled against the Anunnaki, giving rise to the first war on Earth. The Igigi were defeated and decimated. The Anunnaki needed new workers. The solution was to create a new race of intelligent beings, able to work, but more harmless than the Igigi. The Anunnaki combined their genes with the ancestors of human beings, creating a hybrid and submissive race at their command. This genetic fusion did not go very well at first. Strange beings came to life, like the Nephilim giants, which, although extraordinarily strong, were devoid of intelligence and self-control. The first man to emerge from this successful genetic combination was named Adamu. Compared to human beings, the Anunnaki were incredibly tall and strong, and their weapons would be more than enough to control another possible rebellion. Over time, humans developed the ability to speak and learned from the Anunnaki to take care of plantations and build houses made of clay and stone. The Anunnaki came to like human beings. They even allowed them to live in their city and attend the sacred garden, but gave explicit orders not to reproduce too much, against the will of the god. According to the Sumerian
Listen, whether y'all consider this a fairy tale or not, it's still it sounds very good. Listen, it got me. I would love to hear the rest of it, or a part 2, or whatever. So what information do y'all know about the Anunnaki? You know what I mean? Put some links to some different videos in the comment section, man. And everything that you come to know and hear, you know, put it down there. What do y'all think about it? Do you believe in it? Are you super skeptical about it? Or does this start to align and make sense to you as well? Y'all get at me in the comment section. Let me know what you think. And stick around and stay tuned. The next one, I'm gone. Peace.